I'm Cash, and welcome back to Cash Talks Football, where we break down all the goals scored in the Premier League. Using my over 20 plus years coaching experience, we give you a different insight into the old worlds of the footballs, with actual some sense and not just talking nonsense, right? We're going to break down all these goals. Some of them we might just go past because it might just be the same errors that they're committing over and over and over again, and repeating that might just be a waste of time, but we're going to find out as we go through these. As soon as we're watching this ball come in, though, we can immediately identify a whole bunch of problems. One, this guy, I don't know if you've heard of him, it's Trent Alexander-Arnold, and he can actually hit a football. So what you want to do is make sure you have pressure on the ball when the ball goes out to him, and there isn't any. So if you're playing this kamikaze type playing of all pressing and all gung-ho attack, you might want to press some of their playmakers. Maybe not so much on the left-hand side, because Andy Robinson is nowhere near the same quality as this guy putting a ball in. But as you're watching this, you should be identifying 1, 2, oh dear, we've got a problem. And this is a problem right here instantly. We can already see that someone is running into the space. There is enough cover to be going with him. There's 1, 2 players that can be identifying this, but nobody is. No one reads this danger. And some of it as well as this. And when I say this, and you've been watching the Premier League, it's especially over this last sort of 5 years, is that cross or a striker attacking a cross has really sort of gone out the window ever since Pep Guardiola's come in. They're trying to play into these little half spaces and cut back goals. So you can give him a little bit of, I weren't expecting the ball to be whipped in the box. But also, you should be expecting the ball to be whipped into the box. So as the delivery comes in, we'll have a little look. Boom, we've got 2 players now. He still hasn't even identified the danger as it floats in to the 2 players here. So we've basically got a 2v1 situation because of the quality of the ball and the lack of understanding for the Spursy players. He just should have been tracking his run, not leaving it all to his teammate. Could have had an extra body in there, but they decide to have neither. And they make it. It's a decent header, to be fair, as it comes in. He's got to jump high. He's got to rise quite high. But also, I'm kind of sort of in 2 modes here with the keeper that he probably should have been doing better, because there isn't that much power on the cross. Even though he's getting up and he is nailing the header, I'm expecting the keeper to try to get something on a touch on it as it goes across and into the back of the net box. It's decent, it's down, it's into the ground, but ultimately the defending is absolutely rubbish. So if you've done it and you just scored a goal and you do it again and then you just score another goal from the exact same thing, but now it's on the other side, you might have a problem defensively. Right, so let's just have a little look. This is the guy who ends up scoring the goal. He's going to run past this cat again, who doesn't, I don't know, just standing in front of the back 4 isn't defending. You actually have to track a player or do something. You can't just stand there and go, look, I'm in my position, I'm doing a good job, because you're not. So the ball's getting cut back, just going to knock the ball in. Simple ball to deal with, really. It should be an easy header for any half-decent defender. But you've also got to remember, look at their body shape right now, and look what foot they're pushing off. Can they jump up and power for a header? Are they set properly? Can they actually defend it? Which way are they all facing? Are they all facing that way, or are they anyone facing down the field, facing it so they've got their back to the goal so they can see the player and the ball that they're marking? Here, as you can see, zooming in, I don't know how I actually do that. Got no idea. Yeah, no idea. No one is. No one's been able to see the ball and the player at the same time because their body shape all here is completely wrong. So when this ball whips in, bosh, in it goes. You can see now, right in between the 2 defenders again, no one's marking. Right in between the 2 players. 1, 2, in between them again. It's just awful. So I talk about this a lot on the open play field. When you've got 2 defenders trying to win one football, they end up getting in each other's way because neither of them do the job properly. We're in the same situation here because no one actually marked here. Don't worry. He started all the way back there and just slowly ran. That's exactly the line he took, by the way. He did that run and got to there. Yeah, he went all the way over to there and back. And this guy still didn't even notice him. Still didn't pay attention to him as they jump up to win a little header. And there he is, sitting on the 6-yard line, waiting to go. Now, it's a weird one, this, because I wouldn't expect the keeper to come for that ball. That it's more of an outswinger ball that goes in, that the defenders just do a poor job on it. But here is the weird part. Like, he's in no man's land. If he comes for the ball, he's done the wrong thing. If he stays on his line, he's done the wrong thing. It's just poor, comes out, flappy, and the smallest man on the field scores a header. Yeah, let's get on to the next goal, because we've got lots to get through. So, at the other end of the field, this is where the Spursy are actually okay. The ball comes into McAllister, not sure who plays it, to be fair. And all he has to do now is maintain possession. He's turned. He sees he's in danger. You can see the 1, 2, 3. That's the pressure pocket they're looking to do and capitalise on him right there. So when this little tackle comes in, mind you, his little first touch isn't good enough. Do you see that? It's bounced away from him. Yeah, that's the difference. If that touch doesn't skip off his foot there, he's not making this mistake. And when people talk about technical ability, that's technical ability. Is he a technically good player? Yeah. But who's the guy that Liverpool used to have? I used to love saying his name. Thiago Alcantara is never making that mistake because he's technically better. Is he older, slower, and not as good anymore? Yeah, but he's making that mistake. And that's the difference. So he gets basically mugged. It's not a foul. No matter what's going on here, I think there's a little scuffle on the ground. It's just not a foul. Boom, coming together. Yeah, and on they go. Still work to do, though, from Maddison. And actually, this is quite a decent strike. He shields, uses Van Dijk as a shield and puts it into that corner there. It's a decent finish. I think the keeper would have just been annoyed because he's given away his clean sheet. And what normally happens in football games, it takes all the effort to score one. And when one goes in, 2 or 3 can. So it's all about keeping that first goal out. If you keep that out, you're going to do great. But they don't. This is annoying me as well, right? I've seen this so much. So Van Dijk's run from there, and he's stopped there, instead of running to pressure the ball, giving him time to bend it around him and using his technique. If he runs at him, he's got a chance of making him make a mistake, making him hurry, make him do something. But he doesn't. He stands his ground, look, and almost backs off a bit, turns his back, and it goes into the bottom corner of the net box. He has to run it in there and make him pressure, put him under pressure so he tries to make a mistake. You have to. Let's get on to the next goal. Okay, so if you're set up the way Spursy are, and you're expecting the other team, you're high pressuring them, you know the only thing that they can do is play an out ball. And when that out ball comes, you must be winning it, because that's the only danger you have. Because otherwise, you keep them pinned in, and then when they play it forward, you win the ball, you knock it back, you go for an attack. They got it, you keep them pinned in, they knock it forward, you win it, and it goes back. So if you don't win these little 50-50s, you're absolutely going to get destroyed. And I know the Spursies have got some injuries, but when you do, that's mean, okay, we can't do like 100% of our game plan. We can only do 60% because we don't have the personnel when they do play it over the top to win those headers, because otherwise we're just going to get done all of the time in behind. And when you have players, look, he's completely and utterly unmarked. This guy's nowhere near, this guy here is nowhere near being able to challenge for this header. I don't know who this is. It might be some Bosley. I normally go by the boot colours. Is able to just get a little flick on header and they're off to the races. It's just a foot race. And they've got this kid called Mo Salah, and or if it be Arsenal, it'd be Saka, who's super pacey in behind. You can't put yourself in this situation where your poor left back now has got to run 45 yards trying to track Mo Salah into the space. It's like, what do you think's going to happen next? So you have to win that first challenge. You have to make sure that you're close enough to anyone there to try to win that header. And they're just nowhere near. It's just awful. Now, the next problem you've got with the Spursy is the Liverpool players. These guys were on the halfway line. They're not putting anywhere near the amount of effort as these guys are trying to win back. I don't know if it's tiredness, I'm not sure. But the effort that the Liverpool players are putting into is 10 levels above what the Spurs players are putting into to get back. Now, as well, we've got 2 players here trying to win one football. What do you reckon the chances of these Premier League defenders actually trying to win the football and trying to tackle for the football? Let's find out, shall we? No, they both drop off, running away again, and you can see that he's now about to run around this way. Look at his body shape. He's nowhere near pressuring the ball. This is the point where you want to do it, by the way, because you've got extra space here for something to happen. Mo maybe passes it in, the keeper can come out and clear it. If you keep going, because there's so many extra players, you're just adding yourself into danger. One of you, out of you 2, has to go to the ball now. Both of you cannot drop off, but they decide to, because why coach defending in the Premier League? We don't need to worry about that. Yeah. Oh my God, it gets even worse. They don't think that Mo Salah has got enough space, so they keep backing up even more. Look, he's tracking the run. You can see him. He's watching the run. He's going, I'll track him. Yeah, Mo's like, yeah. You know the guy that headed me the ball? I'm going to give it back to him. And he's now decided to get on his bike and try to get after him. It's all too late. Look, now they go to press the ball. It's all too late. Way too late. Don't know why you're worried about that player out there, because if you'd stayed pressuring with this guy, you would have forced Mo Salah to make a pass, and chances are he would have been offside anyway. But you haven't. You've let the guy that's furthest back make the run in, so there's no way he can be offside because of the timing of the pass and the lack of pressure on it makes it just too easy for Mo Salah. And he just threads it through. He's one-on-one with a goal. It's awful. 2 players taken out by one pass because they can't pressure the ball and understand both of them dropping off opens up all the space for Mo Salah to run. Just unbelievable, terrible, unbelievable. So now, can he finish? Yeah, the kiddie can finish. Salah does make it easy with him as well with the weight of the pass. It's really, really good. And now he just slots it through the keeper's legs. Have a little look. Just slots it through the keeper's legs and gets himself on the score sheet. Let's get on to the next goal. God knows how many more we've got. I also want to show you from this point of view here, from the missed header, that this is the guy here, the Spursy guy that jumps up for the header and he misses it and it takes him so long to get on his bike. Remember, look, he's right there with Szoboszlai, that's it, yeah. And he can still run in with him and get there, and neither of them do. And it's that complete lack of effort again that is letting them down. Not sure who played this pass from the highlights, to be fair. Couldn't get to watch the game. I generally don't get to watch that many games nowadays, unfortunately, but there we go. Oh my, it just gets worse. It gets worse and worse with each clip I'm looking at. Right, so if we draw a straight line, right, that's the line we're looking at. We cannot run in a straight line if the ball is over here. We have to start running like that, squeezing this player out of the way. And we've got 1, 2 players that we can do that with, okay? So as we're running each step, we want to take a little step closer, a little step closer, a little step closer, so we can challenge for the ball and squeeze him wide so we can actually get him away from our goal. We do not want him to run down the middle of the field completely and utterly uncontested. As we've moved it on a bit, you can see, no, we've decided just to run down the middle of the field and not try to squeeze the play. Right now, this guy should be trying to get across ever so slightly. He should be looking to get to there. Let's see if he does as we move this forward ever so slightly. Does he? Oh, look, he does. Just a little bit, but it's too late. Now he's just handed the ball off. Can we get pressure from one of these two onto the guy with the ball? Look at how many, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Liverpool players forward, 1, 2, 3 Spurs players back. I mean, you can't play like this. You can't, you're just going to get run over by the good teams. And I don't just mean like it was 6-3 today, and I saw some other highlights as well. It could have been a lot more by the looks of things. They got a little bit lucky with a couple of posts hitting and the keeper making some saves. But, I mean, you just can't play like this. You're going to get flattened. You know, I say it gets worse with every little clip. Now, you know that guy who was running down the middle of the field, this guy right here. See him? You see him? That was tracking this guy. So when he gets here, he decides, I'm not going to keep tracking him as he runs past me, you know, as he goes into this space here to receive the ball. I'm just going to stop there. I'm just going to wait, let him run past me. Oh, look, and there we are. Doing what? You've just run 45 yards with him there. Why are you not carrying on running? Well, I got to the defensive line and I'm a midfielder, so I stand here and I don't worry about that. It's going to be offside or something, I'm sure. I mean, it's just awful. Every clip gets worse and worse and worse. And the problem you've got with a team as well is your team starts losing confidence. And when your team starts losing confidence, you start conceding more and more goals. I mean, Spursies have been scoring some goals. I think they were at home in this game, but this is just a shocking performance at home. You can't do this. And then we're just looking to see who's on the back post for a nice little cut-in, or can we shoot it in the inside? That's it. As he's teed it up, though, this is just an easy opportunity for the defender here just to whop it away. Doesn't, slide tackles it for some reason. I don't know, that must have been in the training manual that at Spurs. When you're trying to get the ball away from the goal mouth, slide tackle it, and don't put your foot through it. Don't do that. No, slide tackle it. And if you can, give it to Mo Salah. He is not dangerous in front of goal. No, not going to happen. That seems to be what happens. As they both slide in, miss the ball. Oh, so I think a Szoboszlai comes in. Is that the same midfielder not tracking and run again? Jeez. It's just terrible. Absolutely terrible all over. And the ball's in the back of the net again. The other point as well, if you've expended all of that energy running from the halfway line, coming back not to defend properly, I would hate to be on this team. Playing on this team must just be exhausting mentally. Oh my God, another one. 3v3 again. Like, how do you expect these defenders to defend when they've always got a player over on them and their midfield runners don't run and come back and track properly? And again, this guy's body shape is wrong. Look, you can see that he's getting in behind him. He needs to be taking 2 steps back. The problem is he needs to back this guy up as well. He's completely caught in no man's land because he's missing another player. It's just, I mean, what do you expect him to do? He can't go like, And this guy can't, he should be pressuring the ball a bit better. So it's a simple pass. As the pass goes, now it's actually a good first touch here because it just takes the ball away into the space and then goes after it. It's actually a decent touch. Have a little look, takes the touch, bosh, goes away. I do like touches like that when you just completely put it into the space and run after it because you take the other defender completely out of the equation. But the defender had no chance of getting into the equation anyway because his body shape is, he's not set up to run after that ball. He's set up to defend the ball that his friend is pressuring. He can't turn his body and go after that one because he's just set up all wrong. And now it's just a simple case of put it in the goal again. When the ball goes across the 18-yard box though, we've only got one Spursy player in the box and we've got two Liverpool players. One of them happens to be a midfielder who's run from deep. He was probably supposed to be marking him. Or, I don't know, pick any one of these back here. Yeah, it's just bad. And Salah taps another one into the goal. Oh, God. But don't worry, Liverpool have got defensive errors of their own, right? So Van Dijk's on his own. I don't know who's playing with him in the centre-back right now, but might be this kiddie here who's gone on a walkabout. So you've got a problem with Dom Solanke. What he's actually doing, he's going to come into this pocket of space here and pick up the ball. So as the defender, you've got a choice. Do you go with him or do you stick? You stick or twist? If he goes, he has to win the ball. If he sticks, he has to make sure that that ball doesn't go behind him, all right? So that's the two things you've got to do. Win the ball or to make sure the ball doesn't go behind me. All right, let's guess what Van Dijk does. As it goes in, boom, he doesn't go, so he's holding, right? But you can see, look at his body shape. Look at how he stood. Crouched, knees bent, but he's not been able to push off a foot. He's basically stuck in like a deer in headlights. Like, which way am I going to go? Left or right? What am I going to do? And as he's just caught there, watch, as he's caught, moves, look, he just doesn't move. He doesn't move. Absolutely doesn't move. Doesn't do anything, which opens up that he can't move left or right now because he's just frozen. I don't know why you are basically getting in his way and you're not just tracking this little guy here or going towards the football, which is important. Yeah. But now that's opening up a little pocket of space here. So when the Spursy player receives the ball, doesn't. He goes on a run. Brilliant. Do you see the difference? Van Dijk steps up and opens up that pocket of space because he stepped back just 2 yards. And now if he puts the ball over there, we're looking for a nice little finish here. And we've got ourselves a goal. Look at the gap in the Liverpool midfield from Van Dijk having to cover for whoever his centre-back partnership is going on a walkabout. Yeah, what does Andy Robinson do? I know I need to cover the space, but I know I need to cover my man. You need to cover the space because it's in the middle of the goal. You forget about your guy. You get into the middle, Andy Robinson. That's what you do. And you make sure that this doesn't happen. Robinson does react, but he's going to get there too late because he hasn't read the danger quick enough. And all of a sudden, quality finish, ball's in the back of the net. And Spurs easier on the goal sheet. It's a good goal, actually. I like that. The way that Dom Solanke's pulled out Van Dijk and he's got suckered out because whatever his other central defender partner's doing, God only knows. Okay, we've got two defensive errors here from Liverpool. The ball's coming in. There is a little bit of pressure on it. But ultimately, teams are going to be able to cross the ball on you no matter how much pressure and how good you are. So what you have to do then is actually defend. Andy Robinson here is weak. This guy here just bullies him. He just pushes him off the ball. And then Van Dijk lets Solanke just get a toe poke on the ball into the goal. So they're the two mistakes we're looking for, and I'll show you as we go through here. So as this ball comes, right, there's the challenge. Can you see he's on the back of Andy Robinson's back, but the back, obviously, of his back. But he just pushes him out off the ball. He just makes this header easy. Van Dijk is kind of okay. He's okay. But you've still got two Liverpool players and one Spursy. They should be dealing with this quite easily. But that's just bullied off the ball. Do you see how he's pushed him and separated? He's just separated, watched the flight of the ball, and he's just pushed Andy Robinson out of the way. Got to be stronger. Has to be stronger. So when the ball was dropping, Van Dijk's going to react. They're both, whoever reacts the quickest is basically going to, win the ball. But this is just a good finish. It just comes down and gives him no chance. And I want to show you Andy Robinson's reaction right here at the end because he knows. Watch, I'll show you his body language. He knows. As it goes, dump in the back of the net. Now let's have a little look. Just trying to get it so I can play it. Here we go. Watch his reaction. Oh, he knows. Oh, he knows. So let's get on to the next. I think it's the last goal. Goodness knows, we might have 10 more here with these two if they kept going. So this time, there's no way Liverpool can score because Spursy have got players back. Right? It just can't happen. So when this pass gets made, off we go, boom. We're going to run out and pressure the ball and get on him. We are not going to stand, what's that? Ooh, 10 yards off him? No, it's not 10 yards. 6 yards, maybe 8 yards, something like that. It's not 10. But yeah, we're just going to start pressuring him. We're not going to let him have time to take a touch and do what he wants. Oh, yeah, we are. Yeah. We're not going to try chase the ball over here and pressure this guy over here. Is that going to happen? Or are we just going to let him have the ball as well? No, we're going to stand off him as well and hope that, I don't know, he gives... It just gets frustrating when you're constantly seeing the same mistake every second. And you know that he needs to get pressure on that ball and he's deciding not to, and he's deciding to do whatever. And I guarantee... Well, I don't know how they scored this goal, by the way. I haven't watched it, just like normal. So I want to see if this guy makes a run and he doesn't track him properly. Is that what's going to happen here? As the ball's going, yep, okay, it's perfect. There's the track, there's the ball. Is the back post going to have... Where's the goal going to come from? I cheated, I had a little look. Normally I wouldn't, but yeah. As we go forward, he just slots it into the goal. Oh, I wouldn't know where to start with this Spurs team. You've got so many issues defensively, and I know they've probably got like 400 players out. I think they do. I think they've got... I know they've got a couple out at least. But overall, basics aren't covered. There are all sorts of problems. And Spurs is one of those teams, like, they'll go punchy with you. They won't shut up and try to be difficult to beat. And then, in the second half, come at you, which would be sensible, especially with a team like Liverpool. If you go punchy with Liverpool, you're going to get battered. You just want to hold and then try to go at them maybe second half. You don't play like that because you can end up losing by 10 goals. That's just naivety. Other than that, I'll see you next time on Cash Talks Football.